I thought I would make one more video which has a little bit to do with listing. Once you uh, submit your listing to eBay, it takes you to this screen, which basically congratulates you. Your item is listed for sale. Technically, it's not really listed for sale because, as the disclaimer said on the previous page, it might take up to 24 hours before the computers can actually index and find your listing. But as far as you are concerned, you have sent your item and eBay's computers have accepted it. It just may not be available in a search quite yet. However, what you can do on this page, well, this page tells you a couple different things. It tells you the item number of your newly listed item. You don't need to write these down or anything. You don't have to make a list. All of these will be available in your eBay keeps track of them up here in your My eBay page under your active listings section. Let's see, something else that I wanted to mention while you're on this page. If you happen to have another item that was very similar to this, what you could do is to click on right here, sell a similar item. That will actually pull up the exact same listing that you just created, and what you would do would be to simply change the things that need to be changed instead of starting from scratch. It's a quicker way of creating another listing if you happen to have 2 or 3 of similar items. Likewise, if you have another item, a completely different item, right next to that is sell another item right here, and that's what you would click on to start your next listing. One thing that I do want to do is to actually click on my own item, and that's going to pull up an exact listing. It's what other buyers will see when they click on the listing. And it pretty much has all the information here that we entered in the past 5 or 6 videos. It tells me what time I started the listing, and again right here, PDT, Pacific Daylight Time. This is in reference to eBay time. I didn't start it at 10:20 in the morning Cincinnati time. I started it at around 1:20 in the afternoon, actually, Cincinnati time. But again, all listings are on eBay time. And for some reason my picture is not showing up. I don't know quite why. Right here should be my picture. I'll have to go into my listing and see if I made a goof up or something. One thing I can do is to click this icon right here and reload the page. And see if that, because it's a brand new listing, it's quite possible that eBay's computers are not quite up to sync. And again, well, that's something I have to check up into later. You'll get this from time to time. You'll get a listing that just doesn't quite work, and you have to go back in there and find out why, or you have to find out why your pictures didn't load properly. It doesn't happen very often, but once it does, right here is a perfect case in point of exactly what, a perfect example of something that didn't go just right. Well, here's one of my pictures right here. I just do not know why yet all my pictures have not loaded. and I'm guessing it's probably because this is a new listing. That's one of the pictures I took earlier. Down here further is the actual description, and as you may recall, I entered a YouTube video. That video was right here inside my listing, and the benefit here, obviously, the benefit of including a YouTube video, I'll actually just play the YouTube video. Let's see if it plays. Not only will it allow your buyers to see your item in greater detail, for free, I will add, it did not cost any extra to add this video to the listing. If you are going to add videos to your listings, you want to do it the exact same way that I did, such that your buyer does not leave your listing. If your buyer leaves your listing, your buyer is going to forget that they are even looking at your listing and probably will not come back to buy it. As it's set up right now, the buyer has all the information in the listing, including the video. They have not left. If you were my buyer and you are watching this video, technically you have not left my video. You have not left my listing, and if you were interested in buying it, all you would have to do is come up here and click on Buy It Now. That's one of the nice advantages of using a YouTube video inside your listing. Some people, instead of putting the video in their listing, what they will do is put a link and say, click on this link for a YouTube video. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but what that does is that takes people outside of your listing, and you do not want that for the reasons I just mentioned. You want people focused on your item, you want them staying within your listing, and you do not want them leaving your listing and going out to YouTube, because what's going to happen when they get on YouTube? They might watch your video, but what else are they going to do? They're going to go over here and they're going to look at all these other videos, and they're going to forget all about your listing. I guarantee it. So that is why, if you're going to use videos, you want to put the video in the listing. Alrighty, that pretty much sums up everything I want to discuss as far as creating a listing. I am beginning to lose my voice, so I think I'm going to give it a rest and call it a day. Alrighty, I hope you've enjoyed the videos. I hope you've learned a few things. I just keep in mind that some of the things that I mentioned in my videos, and due to revisions that eBay may make in the future, some of the things that I mentioned might not quite be exactly the way you see them when you go to eBay. So just keep that in mind. eBay is constantly revising and changing things around. So just because you see it in my video, that's the way it is currently, but it might not be that way a year from now or 2 years from now, or heck, they might change it next week for all I know. Alright, I guess I shall end it here, and don't forget to check out my blog. My blog site is mentioned in the video description. It's also mentioned inside my video as well, towards the top of the video screen. and my blog site is full of all sorts of interesting information, not just as far as listing items, but what to do in case you get in trouble, how to stay out of trouble, things to CYA, to cover your rear end, basically, and basic steps to be just be a successful seller on eBay. Alrighty, I shall chat with you later. Take it easy. Bye-bye.